Thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. As soon as I got the idea, I thought, I'm going to do it. And I was happy that Shift was Safe Haven's Shift was allowing me to do it. And let me come here. I feel very privileged. Yeah, no, I mean, we've known each other almost 10 years. Almost 10 years.
That's true.
Yeah. So I feel like from working with you, you know, the 30th anniversary of Nordic Black Theatre came up a couple of years ago. When was it? 2 years ago?
3 years
3
ago.
years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, and I wasn't able to kind of talk to you about it, but I always wanted to talk to you about, you know, then and now and your beginnings and stuff. And so I want to talk about the theater, but I really want to talk about the man behind the theater. I get personal.
Yeah.
But I think my first question is, tell me what sparked your love for theater. When did that begin?
Yeah, I think it started, there was two most important things in my life.
Yeah.
As a child, my mother is very strict. She was very strict with us. Like, she's alone with 7 children. She makes sure that we go to bed early, and we have to go to school, get education and proper thing. But when it comes to the full moon, we are allowed to stay out as long as you wish.
Oh.
Because all the neighbors come out and stories are being shared. She didn't even bother. She was also sitting there with the neighbors and listening to stories. So the most important things for us was the full moon.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And this is a moment you cherish with everybody, and all the stories going on, the fantasies going on and that, you know? So this is the thing that I think I started embracing storytelling from that. I think I was about my consciousness at that time. I was around 7 years of age. Yeah. And then my mom was so religious, a dedicated person.
Yeah.
And as Seychelles is at that time was about 80% of the people were Catholic, and the Church of England, there was some person of Muslim and so forth. She dedicated, when she left my father with 7 children.
Yeah.
She gave her life to the church. And we have to follow her because she's strict.
Yeah.
We have to go there to church.
Yeah.
And when I saw the church, I went to the mosque. I saw the people, the bureaucrats, the scholars, the teachers, the professors there on Sundays coming for the mass. And then I asked my mother if he can ask the priest if I can join the missionary of becoming a priest in the future.
Yeah.
So she wanted one of her child to be a priest. She thought we were gifted. This is the thing, you know. God sent these things for her, that suddenly she will have peace within herself because one of her children become a priest.
Yeah.
Okay, she brought me to the father. He was from Switzerland. He spoke French, but then he taught me some Latin, and then he taught me Sunday how to read the Evangel in a couple of minutes. It was 10-15 minutes. So he taught me, and then one Sunday was my time.
Yeah.
The whole Saturday I spent with him, and then I came down Sunday. I just understand the power of word. You know, when I came on there, he was doing all the ritual, and I have to start reading. I approach, and then I just felt, you do like that, or people sat down.
Yeah.
I was about 13 years old. I just understood how strong words were and how you can relate to people. And then I became so involved with those things that I thought about, wow, this is what my destiny will be.
Yeah.
Not to be a priest, but to tell story. So I was really sort of inspired by that.
Yeah.
And suddenly at that age, I understood how strong the words were.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was watching a lot of, like the British have this this own theater of themselves, because they were a colony at the time.
Yeah.
So we used to go and listen to what's going on, just to see how funny they are, because they are very strict. Usually the British are very strict.
Yes,
well,
yes.
because we are a colony.
Yes.
But when they have theater, they make jokes and all that, and we talk about, wow, that's great. So these are the things that have shaped me very much into theater.
Yeah.
But my mother, who Sverige met, was so strict. He will never allow me to study theater, because when you come back to Seychelles, what you going to do with theater?
Yeah.
So I was sent to study management. Nobody knew that when I came to England, everything changed there. So that was my journey. Started first, storytelling and the full moon, and then being inspired in the church.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what kind of stories were told on the full moon?
Oof.
Was it, was it a bit of history of the people?
Oh,
was
yeah.
Yeah.
It was about, it was, these women and men who told stories, they were storytellers.
Yes.
Because they know that this is, children want some scary things. It tells you about stories about Africa, which you never heard, you never read about, the drum, the dance, the movement. And they said, look at the moon. And then you look at the moon. And he said, you see the woman sitting there by the river? What she's doing? Suddenly we see a woman by the river on the moon. It was people, we thought it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, she's now with the cotton. She's putting cotton now, taking the seeds out, because she wants to make a pillow for herself to sleep in the night. So every time I look at full moon, I thought I saw that woman up there.
Yeah.
Until the American lady on the moon, I didn't see her anymore. So that was the whole thing,
Yeah.
So that was a kind of adventures, a lot of history of adventures. Everything was interesting, you know. They talk about the man who disguised himself in the night to become a monsters, the cat, the man who turned to be a cat in the night, learning magics and all sort of. I mean, these are things that we get scared and we love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're together with everybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was the thing we learned so much about it. So it was a sort of look at the story of like Soyinka and all these big writers. You can see all the sort of symbols and symbolism and all that. So that was it.
Well, because as Africans, this is how we kept our stories going, right?
Yeah,
because in books by the colonizer, our story was told very differently, and it wasn't told by us.
Yeah, yeah.
So my understanding, because I come from a rich, all Africans do, we come from a rich oral culture, right?
Yes, that's true.
So the things that are, carried, that we receive from the elders are our history, the history of our people, where they came from, and the way they reimagine the world, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're talking about the moon, and with us it was always the sun, so there's always all of that, but it always incorporates nature.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think about these stories were forbidden.
Yes.
You cannot learn it at school.
Yes.
And it was the only time you can hear the Creole language orally shared by all of us, because Creole language was forbidden at school.
Yes.
So it was to understand how rich language was originally. The fantasies and all sort of things. And you feel that there's that's where you belong.
Yes.
But why? And we didn't understand as a child why we're not allowed to have this language there, richness, the oral language, in a way. But secondly, it was like a book where you never got access to. Because, the story they told, it was like from a book, but it was the oral stories.
Yes.
But we fantasize all that, in a way, because it's like a teacher.
Yes.
Learning us all these adventures, in a way, and the teaching under the full moon,
Yeah.
And it was the most vibrant, time in our life.
Yes.
Because we're all dying to have full moon every day. Unfortunately, it never happened.
Yeah.
But this was the thing we're dying for.
Yeah.
Because of the freedom to be with the parents, the freedom to be with the neighbors, the freedom to stay late in the night, to being among everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the freedom that your language that was forbidden, nobody can stop you from listening to the stories at that time.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a powerful moment,
Yeah.
which we have lost today. There's no more storytelling in the night due to the development and the changing of the society, and also because people are thinking differently in a way.
Yeah.
Because some of these traditions, which are so important
Yeah.
to keep you grounded, are not there anymore.
Yes.
We got so much access now to everything.
Yeah.
So this story, we got internet, we got TVs, we got
Yeah.
series going on. So it takes a lot of our fantasy away because we imprisoned by those sort of gadgets.
Yeah.
And because we share it, we talk about with our friends, the work, and all sort of things.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we have big loss. I don't mind those things are there, but the big loss is a beautiful moment of sharing story together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So going to your why I'm still telling story now,
Yes.
because this has empowered me,
Yeah.
where I've got the tools, and I think then I have to share with all the people
Yes.
who I like to be with.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's
yes,
where we
yes.
are today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we've lost also the power of imagination, right? Because
Definitely.
we're all being
Definitely.
told the same story on
Definitely.
TV, and yeah.
You know, this is the thing with actors. I told them, you're a liar. You all lie,
Yeah.
but I don't believe you're lying. Because you pretend you're lying. Lie, so it become truth. And then the story become alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't play the story. Believe in the story.
Be the story.
Be the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
why it's so exciting working every day with different people,
Yeah.
different approach to things, because some of the things acting is, this is what you learn. You have to be this, you have to be this and that.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You have to embody the role,
Yes.
so that we believe that you are the role.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
these are the things, I think, to me, it's keeping me alive all the time,
Yes,
sharing
alive.
those moments, and also when working with you on the play that you wrote about Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
You know, it was a thing that it was a moment where we need to bring the life of this great woman who had not been given the opportunity very much in Europe,
Yes.
though she was in Europe doing things, but she is, to me, she is so profound, so deep, so politically, so philosophically, and also loving.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
She's got that love and respect.
Yeah.
And she's a mother, like African mother,
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah.
She bear the continent with her,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And I think then you should come over and share those stories about her, and you wrote that. And then after that, we have to find out how can we create the writer's work now,
Yes.
bring it live on stage,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And I can see that the people, they think, let's watch a video of Maya Angelou. Yeah, you watch a video, you think you become her. No, you have to grave yourself deep. You have to do research. You have to find out who was this lady.
Who was she? Yeah.
And if I got a chance to be her, how will I like to be
Yes. Yes.
in that time to explore
Yes.
and tell and make her vivid and alive again.
Yes.
But
yes.
it was a very good challenge, for the young so-called newborn Norwegians with different backgrounds to do the roles,
Yes.
in
yeah.
a sense.
Yeah.
And it was also one way that they started to understand who is Maya Angelou.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought it was also a very learning things for them,
Yes. Yeah. And I like that you said that they were getting to know her, because
Yeah.
this was part of what you and I talked about when we were creating
Yeah,
her,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we
yeah.
did was we got the private Maya and the public Maya.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And I really like that we were merging the two.
Yeah, yeah,
so that
yeah.
if you're going to learn about the woman from some, documentary or whatever, she was very complicated.
She's complicated.
She was very complicated.
Yeah, she's complicated.
Yeah.
We didn't want to have a biography of Maya Angelou. We
Yeah.
need to create the women
Yes.
that become that woman.
Yes. Yes.
And out of 5 women came 1 woman, because she was too rich to be played by one actress.
Exactly.
So that tells you about,
Yeah.
how worthy, how rich this woman was at her
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And that love, that motherly love that she had, which is oof, it's
Oh,
unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's
love
unbelievable.
for her people.
For her people.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah.
And I mean, I really like that we didn't sort of make her who the world only thinks she is, because she's really famous for, you know, for her poetry of pride,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But I really like that we, with our play, we were able to say, yes, she was a phenomenal woman, but she was also a woman who experienced racism, a woman who went to Africa, a woman who worked with Malcolm X. Like we took that idea apart.
Yeah,
Like, yes, she's still phenomenal, but what went into,
exactly,
right? What went into that?
Exactly. For me, it was also a very nice way to revisit Maya Angelou, because I just find out that what she was, being an Afro-American, she was not really accepted in the States. And I think she collected herself by being in Africa.
Yes.
She really found herself.
Yes.
And that really empowered her as an Afro-American woman.
Yeah.
And then after meeting with Malcolm X, he decided, there's a lot of work to do in my country, because I'm strong enough now, I will do it. Like Bodwin, out of America, you can write the better, because you got the distance from America.
Yeah.
In America, you don't know, you can't write that the way you want to write. Because there's still certain things you can't write about.
Exactly.
Like James Baldwin, when he did that Giovanni's Room, he said, I will never have a chance in America to write about white homosexuality, because I'm a black writer. But then when I'm in France, I can write about America.
Yes.
And I think it's also the power of research, freedom to express the love for the things we believe in, the thing we want to share with everybody. We want to belong somewhere, so we have that freedom to express that love we have for the work we do.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is so interesting that you're saying this. So this part, because you're in Norway, okay? Every time I tell people in North America, there's a place called Nordic Black Theatre. They go, what?
Yeah.
Yes, and I say it's this haven, this beautiful place where you meet black people from all over the world.
Yeah.
So in terms of being in a place where you can fully express yourself, I don't know the history, but I would venture to say that you really had to create your own space here. You really had to insist on your own space, on your own terms, because a theater like this, it must have taken a lot of imagining freedom, because this is freedom within a world that is very different from the world you come from.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Yeah. So how did you imagine it at the beginning?
No, it just felt that as you finish your work, you study, you want to work, and you knock doors, and the doors were not willing to open. There was nothing. They said they don't want you, but the door was still ajar, not open. It was nice meeting you, but you don't speak Norwegian. You understand? So what do? And you say, okay, should I wait? When they're ready, they tell me, now you can do it. Or should you just look at the young generations being born in this country who doesn't have access on stage? We don't see them. They want to be part of the Norwegian society. Why are they not being on stage? Why do you not have access to the theatre academy? Because that time was the theatre academy in Norway has monopolized, because people all over Norway apply there, and you have not a chance if you don't know. It's sort of, to me, maybe I'm wrong, but my definition of that is, I felt if you have a kind of artistic background with the parents and all that, then probably you might have a chance to be one of the chosen one every year. But I didn't see that, And then I said about, okay, what sort of future we need in this country? What these kids being born here with other backgrounds, will they not have a chance to be an actor? Because the family will say, you can't go acting, because how will you get a job? Why should you study acting? So there's a lot of things was going in my head. And then I thought about, no, we just have to start something and see how it comes out, because you will serve the society in the year to come.
Yes.
So it kind of vision things one have. And it's not been easy. We just started, me and my friend Jarl Solberg, because he knew the system better than me. And I was just desperate, because as I was so desperate to get a job within the theater and doing a lot of work with our friends, rotaries and all these actors and musicians who were not working in theater, working with them in the night, writing plays and put here and there, small places. I suddenly got a chance to work at the academy in Prague. Coincidentally, they saw my work in Poland. They invited me to work with a student just before the Velvet Revolution started, you know. So I went there, I said to Jarl, this is it. We sent an application on behalf of Nordic Black Theatre for a 3 years pilot project. If we got a negative answer, we'll never come to this country again. So that was the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it. Because
wow.
I just cannot be a zombie in a society.
Yeah.
So he said, okay. So I left, starting working at the academy. I was in the month of April. At that time, there was no mobile, 1991, so he called me at the reception. I went to pick the phone. He said, listen, the Norwegian Art Council decided to give us a 3 years pilot project. But if you don't come, I have to resend the money back. So then I said, okay. I said, but okay, I have to finish my contract in the summertime, and then I come back.
Yeah.
So that was the sort of, I finished, I went back, and I started working setting up the Nordic Black Theatre project.
Wow.
And at the same time, you see now, 33 years after, you see the result.
Yes.
Not only for Nordic Black, for the society in general.
Yes.
Because they get job or the theatres and films.
Yeah.
They are working now professionally. Which I thought about, if Nordic Black Theatre were not there, how will be the picture today? You know, we don't ask, how will the picture be today?
Yes.
And I think that the richness, we talk about diversity, we said this is what the country is all about. Everybody wants to belong to some country. Yes. We don't want to be out, we're in.
Yes, of course.
We need also to offer that okay, we have to work for the future generations. And that was, for me, was a kind of inspiration.
Yeah.
And now you can really see it, you know, that it had happened. And that's why we're still here.
Yes. Yeah.
And by the way, we are a free independent theatre company, and I think you can check it all over Norway.
Yeah.
The only free theatre company with their own theatre, own their own theatre.
Oh, really?
We own our own theatre.
Wow.
And our philosophy is simple.
Yeah.
We do what we want to do, with whom we want to do, and when we want to do it.
Yes.
That's it, simple.
Yeah.
Because it is needed, and I think that we never close our doors are always open.
Yes.
And we have a school with 10 students every second year. They go for 2 years there. And these students, after that, they apply with academy or work as freelance. Wow. You know, the theaters. And a lot of them are doing it today. Oh, wow. So we thought about, you can only have a theater without having a school where can teach people to understand the work of an actor and all that. Yeah. So for me, it's just like, I look at it today, I thought about, it's inspired, it's very important. I think it's also important in the context of this country.
Yes,
it's so important.
Yes.
Because I feel now today, we can be invited to the opera to do a play there. We can be invited with the Oslo Philharmonic Orchestra to play. Yeah. Nobody wanted to see us. Oh. When we started our theatre, there's nobody going there. Oh. So we have to learn our audience, that you bring your mother. Like when we do a play, I say we have maybe 10 artists. You say you have to invite 10 people. Sell 10 tickets. Yeah. Suddenly we start having an audience coming. Yeah. Today it's a different world because people know about us. A lot of them, many people know about us, so they come and see the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what difference do you think the theater has made in the community?
I think we have we have been able to tell stories that have not been told before. We have involved much of the community people who would, like on Sunday we just have a play from a group where traveling young children from Thailand. The world people, sort of young people from the street who were brought up in a place so they can get a decent life where they learn theater, music, everything on their own. Wow. And the teachers that work there work voluntarily just to give them a life. Yeah. And suddenly they were here playing for the community. Wow. Which is so beautiful. Wow. Yeah. You know, in a way, if I did. You know, I'm getting rich and rich every day because I can see how beautiful the world people are in itself. Yes. The things I've never been able to see, I'm seeing it today. And it's so wonderful to know how rich this world is. So rich that we're fucking the world up. Sorry, my word. That's fine. But we come to a point now today that we have disrespect. The United Nations, we disrespect. We don't listen. To the sort of institution that's create a kind of protections against oppressions. Who we were looking up at them at that time because we felt that they were the only institution who can help those people we need. And today there's no respect for that.
Exactly.
What is happening with the world?
Yeah, exactly.
So we in the theater, we the people, we feel that there's a place we can come together. Yes. We can share story together. Yes. We can be together sometime. Yes. You know, close our eyes from the outer world and be this moment as human together. We want to save humanity with the work we do. Yeah. And humanity is the most important thing today. Because if not, we don't know where the world is going. We, the politicians and all, to me, I think they've lost control of what's going on. How can we dare now look at what's happening in the world?
Yes, exactly.
How can innocent people get massacred? Who's going to protect them? You can't blame on people who are terrorists. Why you kill innocent people? The innocent people are people who never asked to be killed. They never asked for any war. And thanks God, we have also something still called solidarity, which is growing today. Because some years back, we thought solidarity was bankrupt. But now, what is happening today, we see solidarity now is coming slightly up. So people are raising their voices against injustice in the world. And theater is part of that also.
And I think part of what's happening now, especially with Palestine, is that we have found commonalities, right? Definitely. We have found places. So this makes sense to me, too, that theater is a place where we come and honor each other's humanity, because I think we've lost that in other places, right? Definitely. So there have to be other spaces where we can remember that we have so much in common. Definitely. You know, where we can honor each other's humanity.
I think there's a room called the Holy Room, which is theater. And writer has a holy room because the library.
Right, yes.
And filmmaker got a whole room called the cinemas. These are the way people come in there and spend the time together, close the mind from what's going on in the world, just to you get your sanity back, just to be together, this moment together. And we can give a little hope by the work that we are doing. Hope. And this is more important. The little hope is more important. People have lost hopes in politicians and world leaders today. We don't have that. We don't believe in them. Because they create the chaos. Artists never create any chaos.
No.
We create a space for people to come together. We can share nice moment, stories, films, reading, whatever with them. And these are important moments. These are so important when it happens.
Yes. Well, I guess the chaos we create is in forcing people to rethink.
Definitely.
Rethink the world as it is. Definitely. You know, reimagine.
Definitely.
Right? And that's important, kind of, you know.
For sure. But that's why art and culture, to me, are the tools for civilizations. We must make sure that, ensure that these tools are profound and they must continue to grow.
Yeah. Yeah,
We,
yeah.
we, people are, politicians, a lot of people has lost belief. They don't think art is so powerful. Art is a medicine for the souls.
Yes.
They don't see that at all.
Yeah.
Because they say we're not doctors. But we touch them where doctors cannot touch them. We
Yes.
don't never give them pain.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know, we give them love, joys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we touch them so that they feel human again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this work that we do is so important.
Absolutely.
All of us are contributing so much. And I think that's the only way out, because we see things and we talk about it. Nobody can put censorship on on the work we do.
Yeah.
Because if they put it, our work get even more popular.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
I remember in South Africa, the poet, he says, every time they censor my work, I get more popular.
Yeah.
So let them censor it.
Yes.
You know, which
Yeah.
is so important. I think we must lift up and boost the art, which is so important.
Absolutely.
Films,
Absolutely.
theatre, literatures, paintings, and all sort of things.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
people can come there and feel the space, the room, where they can heal themselves by being inspired and being touched by those works.
Yeah. Yeah, and the theatre, this theatre also is space not only for the stage, right? I mean, it's also a space for the community.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
had
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
had like African food and all kinds of things.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We celebrate so much with people, you know. And we think that even the theatres, now given the space, somebody will come and say to us, listen, we don't have money. We just finished school. We want to have a play. Can you help us? I say, okay. We give you a free stage. You know, the only thing you have to make sure that you got the audience to come and see you. But take it. Because we knew it, because that's the way we were in the beginning.
how
We
you
didn't have a
started.
space. We borrow. We couldn't even pay. We borrow space.
Right.
So we cannot forget our past
Yes, yes.
and where we are from.
Yes.
So when we got the space today, we want to share it with everyone. Those who can afford to pay, it's nice. Those who can't, we said today is available, you can take it.
Yes, yes.
And to us, which is serving the community, at the, you know, in the right moment.
Yes,
Which is so
yes.
important.
Yeah.
If people want to have birthday for their children also, it's available, say take it.
Yes, yes.
You know.
Yeah.
We also have, we think about it's very much to have, it's very important to have event for children here also. Storytelling, music.
Yeah.
So we have it once every Sunday now.
Yeah.
In the whole summer, we have 2 days a week, Saturday and Sunday, we out there in the park. A whole from May to the 15th of August, every Saturdays and Sundays, with free access to art to the people.
Oh, wow.
This is our dedication. This is our thanks to the community, because if they were not there, we won't be here. So we give something. We want to give something back to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. The thing we do.
So I want to go back with you a little bit.
Okay, please.
Tell me about your love for reggae.
Woo! No, a new chapter in my life. No,
Let's
it was
talk about
crazy,
that.
you know,
Yeah.
because I was a student in England in 1977, 78, and finished 79. 1977, I heard reggae, but I was not into. I was into pop music and Afro-American music, jazz, African music, Fela Kuti, and all sort of thing. Reggae was something I really didn't know much about it, but I heard it. And then a friend of mine said, "Let's go to Louisiana. There's a big man coming from Jamaica, Bob Marley and the Wailers. Let's go and listen to them." It was just crazy. We came there, it was a party, you know.
Yeah.
I live in, not far from the Louisiana Hall, you know, music hall. So then I get really, wow, what is this? That song, the lyrics, the music, and all sort of thing. And then I was so lucky that I had some problem out of the school just before I finished. I met one writer, a music journalist called Vivian Goldwater. She wrote for New Musical Express. I said, "Vivian, I heard reggae music. I just want to spend some days in Jamaica. I'm tired of the school now, just to get a break from it because I'm going insane."
Yeah.
He said, no, come. She wrote a letter. She said, "I know Bob Marley. Well, you can go to Jamaica and give that to Bob Marley to take care of you." First, I was very, wow. You see, they said, yeah. She gave me a letter, put in my pocket. a month after, got a ticket. I ordered 8 days to fly to Kingston. Just had enough money for a place, 8 days. Then I came there. And then I find a bed and breakfast not far from 56 Hope Road, which is the place where Bob Marley lives, opposite the Prime Minister, Michael Manley. So what happened is when I opened my window of the bed and breakfast, I saw there's a gate, iron gate, in front of 56 Hope Road. It's open early in the morning, 6:30. A lot of people from downtown, we're not allowed to come to the yard there.
Oh.
A lot of people. So I also went there later on. People stayed there the whole night until Bob Marley, the last people walk out and Bob Marley closed the gate himself.
Oh.
So then I was there, came there the first day, saw him. I stuck a lip to Rita Marley, and then I saw him, but there was so much people around him, I have not a chance to talk to him. And I was a bit shy. I can't just give him the letter.
Yeah, yeah.
This is terrible. Oh, Vivian gave that, So what happened, I watched them. I love football. I heard them in the studio. I went to all the studios, listened to the music, how people compose the music and all that. So I started to feel that my heart feels the music, the beats of the heart.
Yes.
And then when he's finished rehearsing with the band, the Wailers, he came out playing football. And after football game is over, there's something called reasoning. The people get together, sit together and speak, talk together. I was so surprised. A lot of people had never traveled before. They can talk about the whole world. Wow. So I got so caught on it, I never said anything, I just listened. So it was a Friday. I was supposed to leave on Saturday. The Friday, when the reasoning was going on, suddenly Bob Marley came straight to me. I had never opened my mouth. He said, "Man, where are you from?" I didn't know what to answer. I thought I look like the Jamaican people. I have not opened my what should I say?
Yeah.
I was stuttering.
Yeah.
And he said, he said, "Okay, you don't know your father." And I got shocked. And he said to me, me too, me don't know my father.
Oh.
And then we start to speak. And I told him Seychelles, and then we start to speak. Oh. And then I took the letter, I gave it to him. He said, "This is from Vivian." Vivian, he opened it, and he opened the letter, said, "Blood clot." To me, blood clot. "I've seen you all the time, you never show me the letter." I said, "I didn't know how to do it." He said, "Listen, how long are you going to stay here?" I said, "I'm leaving tomorrow." He said, "Okay, do you like Jamaica?" I said, "Yes." I said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I don't know if I'm going back to school, but I'm not ready." He said, "You want to stay? You want to prolong your stay?" I said, "But first I have to cancel my tickets."
Yeah.
So I canceled my tickets for 3 months, and that was it. The rest is history. I lived with him for 3 months.
Wow.
He called me my little brother.
Oh.
So that's the birth of the reggae in my life.
What a beautiful story.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Wow,
This is beautiful.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
And so tell me, reasoning and growing up in the Seychelles and having the moonlight.
Yeah.
So were there similarities in those sort of gatherings?
It was a similarity because though there was storytelling, this one was more live and exchanging ideas politically, culturally, artistically. So there was a lot of vibes going on. People were just talking together, sharing ideas, enriches each other's with ideas and thoughts and all that. So you felt being part of a community. Like in the Moon, when you come out, all the neighbors and family, it was the same. We were one family.
Okay.
And in the yard, we were one family.
Okay.
So that's I think that's the similarity was that,
Yeah.
But the issue was different. The one was adventurous. This one was more opening your mind, globally and artistically and whatever. They were talking about almost everything. Yeah, we're embracing the whole world in our conversations.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It was something I felt about, wow, this is, I've not experienced that before in my life and not after.
Yeah. Wow. That is so incredible.
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, wow, what a rich
Yes,
experience.
Yes, it was.
And I mean, Bob Marley was known for being a man of, he was very political.
Very.
Man, right? A man of resistance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I'm seeing that you live that way too, right? Like you question the world around you,
Yeah,
right?
definitely,
And so that you put that into your work.
Definitely,
I would say.
I try because
Yeah.
you're inspired. You know, when you make people who inspired you, then you find your way. How will you,
Yeah.
as a human being, having this possibility, how can you connect yourself with the world and people around you?
Yeah.
So to me, is that we're being empowered, you know, to do this work. And I think I also cherish all those people like Marley, my mother, and those people I met who had given me the chance to grow and to learn and to be humble at the same time, also to share these things. Because when we don't share our story, when we don't share our creativity together, the creativity and our story died.
Yes. Yes.
And this has to live on,
yes.
you know,
Yes.
and then it's a love you have for your community.
Yeah.
That I think I don't have family, you know, I'm from Seychelles, but then I find new family here in the community where I live.
Yeah.
It make me feel that I belong. It make me feel strong. And then out from there, I discover the whole wealth of Africa, which I've never seen before.
Yeah.
You know, so I return to my original way of thinking,
Yes,
which
yes.
I've never had the chance to do.
Yeah.
And I see the richness that I've never been able to sort of to be given or not even to read about when I was a child in Seychelles,
yes.
a child at the school there, because those stories were never presented to me in the education manners. In a sense, I didn't know we were so rich.
Yes. Yes.
You know, in a way, and knowledge is the most nourishing things in our lives. The most capital, the human capital is knowledge.
Yes.
And then I discover that, and then you feel very sort of special because you're able to, entitled to do the work and to be able to embrace those knowledges and then share it with others in a sense. Yes. Yeah.
Tell me about when you were talking about our common humanity and creating the space with theater where people can come together and see what we have in common and honor each other. You recently had the Palestinian Freedom Theater here.
Yes.
Tell me about that kind of connection and why it was important for the theater to have that.
Yeah, it was important because I knew Tobasi so well because he was a student before here. And we talked quite often. And I saw that this people who he works with, young people, should come out and see the world at large. See the world is bigger than the world they experience every day. So we were able to get some money. And then we invited them. We just want them to be here, to live a decent, everyday 2 weeks, 3 weeks life as a young people in the city of Oslo.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. And mixed with our own student here.
Yeah.
Together, they can share stories, comment stories, sympathy, and know each other so well. That was the whole thing because I want them to know that there's hope.
Yes. Yeah.
There's hope because over there's no hope.
Yeah.
You don't know when your time will come. It's only through hope that can make the world change.
Yeah.
We can make revolution with hope.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We don't need all these weapons because it's going to destroy us. Though.
Yeah.
So we were able to get that, and then we asked him, Sebastian, now we want you to plan with your student the time you need. You can spend a whole month. There was a festival in the north. They went there too, and then Trondheim, and then we gathered them in Oslo here, and then we hold theater workshop with them. We listen to the stories, send them to the street in Norway of Oslo to observe and make stories from what they've seen there, instead of making stories from, the camp where So they enriches themselves, give them possibility to think about way of making other stories. And I thought it was so nice because I think they got a peace of mind and also feel they are young people.
Yes.
They got access to a lot of things that probably never had access to being over there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, if I cherish my freedom, and I just see my freedom as the most important thing, then my freedom doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I cherish my freedom, I see that the freedom I'm talking about is the liberty of being able to do what you want to do. And then I see a lot of young people, especially young people, touch me very much. They're not allowed, they're not able to do so. Then my freedom is not worth.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Why should I have a freedom? Why the people I love don't have that freedom?
Yeah.
I think Mandela said the same thing.
Yeah.
Why should I
Yes, yes.
being released
Yes.
when my people are not free? You know, these are the things it's so depth. You know, it's so deep. You respect that freedom. The freedom is not something just written. It's something that is in your soul.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you know the weight of freedom, then you will also be happy that those that doesn't have that freedom, you will be there with them until they have that freedom that I have.
100%.
My freedom is not more worth than your freedom.
No, absolutely.
So these are the things that really connect our student with the student of Palestine. And I want our student here to understand that the freedom that they have, these students from Palestine, they don't have.
Yes.
So share that with them. So that was a young generation meeting together and sharing story together.
Yeah.
And it became like that. You know, they became so strong, connected together.
Yes.
And I thought about this is a beginning. We want to continue with this work. We want to continue with it. You know, definitely. So if we can have some student can come and study here for a couple of months and bring that their sources with. So these are exchanges we're going to make with them.
Yes, yes.
Because I think they don't have
much.
Much at all.
So much of what they have has been destroyed.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Now it's worse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now it's painful now, you know, the north of Gaza, how it looks. Because it's been destroyed thoroughly. People don't have a place. And now they block also food, water, medicine.
Yeah.
How come in this time, 2024,
Yeah.
some leaders of the world thinks they are God-chosen people?
Yes. Yes.
And you are massacring and you are making young people who never asked for a war. You make them suffer in a sense whereby they have no life. You are now tempting them to be terrorists.
Yes. Well, yes.
This is what you're making.
Yes,
And you
that's
should be
what
killing
you're
terrorists. No,
creating.
you're making more terrorists
Yes,
now.
yes.
So you have to understand what you're doing is not
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So for us, it's very, very important, the collaboration we have with the Freedom Theatre in Jenin.
Yeah. And I think it probably teaches the Norwegian students too that we are all in one world.
Yes.
These are people are not separate
Yeah,
from
yeah,
you.
yeah.
We're part of the same connection.
We do
Yeah.
because we are privileged. Our students, even they are from immigrant background, they are privileged in this country.
Yes.
They got everything.
Yeah.
They need to understand that these people that are nothing,
Yeah.
and that with nothing, their life is worth.
Yes.
And you have everything here. You don't enjoy it. You see problems in everything you have. So the mindset has to change. You know, it's so important.
Yeah.
And I saw now with our student now, they come into school early in the morning. Before that, oh, I can't come to school, I have a headache. Or I can't, you have a free education. And these kids there want educations,
Yeah.
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 And you have free education you don't want to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the system has everything for you. And you become a slave of the system.
Yeah.
Instead of liberate yourself from a system that can enrich yourself. So I think it's a nice mindset with our students here.
Yes.
Which is so beautiful in a sense, yeah. But exchange is so important between young generations.
Yes, it is. To know that there isn't really a disconnect. They each have something to learn from the other.
Definitely.
It's not just because you're in Norway, you know more or anything. No. There's something that the Freedom Theatre, the Palestinian students have to teach you, just as, and that's the power of exchange, right? It's not, we're here to be taught something or whatever.
Definitely.
It's the education goes both ways.
Yeah. And I think also we're growing the sort of the growth of solidarity.
Yes.
The world solidarity between your generations are important.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of our young people are lost.
Yes.
You talk about solidarity, they don't know what it meant.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
But now being able to confront yourself with the word, and we meet people who are coming from nothing and telling you how it is, and then suddenly you'll discover yourself, oh, I didn't know. I have everything. Now I have to do something. I have to do something for those people over there. So this kind of solidarity sort of breeze coming into that relation with Freedom Theatre and the young people of this country, of Oslo. I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. So how have you grown and changed from then to now? Not only with the theatre, and yes, with the theatre, but also your yourself as a person, but also as a storyteller. How have you grown?
Yeah, it's so interesting question because it's okay. You can spend a lot of time to answer that, because I'll make it very, very short. I think the more you open, the more you learn, the more you feel you don't know.
Yes.
Because you want to know.
Yeah.
And I think to me that's been the things that I'm cherish so much, because I feel that if I want to grow, I need to know. And still, there's so many things in this world I don't know. And I feel like I am, as a human, that also changed me, gave me another world perspective, meeting so many people that never had a chance to meet, make me feel much more mature and understandable, and learning to be humble, so that I can grow and grow and grow and never stop growing. And telling story is, every story you tell is always a different story. You have to find a new way to tell the old story again. So renew stories, renew the stories. And when you work with other young faces and new writer, then you also to reshape your own thinking. You understand? Because I don't like to repeat myself, because then I think it's time to go. And this, because I've seen leaders in our country don't know their time. They think they're going to be everlasting. And to be everlasting, you have to make changes. But if you keep yourself in the same position all the time, then you know you don't grow. So for me, I think the challenging thing is for me to discover new stories all the time. New literatures, new writers, new actors, because I have to meet their demand. I cannot say, I know that. If I know it, why should I do it? I'm not afraid to fall, because I know I won't get hurt. But I think when I fall, I will learn not to fall again the same way. So these are part, I don't know if I answer the question, but it's my profound way of thinking. Is that when, and I have a kind of, I think I'm surrounded by so many good people. It's a blessing.
It is.
In my life, it's a blessing. And when you have that blessing with people, the community, the people, the old, the friends, and young, and all that, so you feel so rich.
It's true.
That you want still to be around them. So the theatre to us, we think we have not done enough. We feel there's so much work that has to be done. And at the same time, we are preparing for coming generations, so that when we're not here, when I'm not here, the work is going to continue.
Yes, of course.
You know? There is no ownership to it. You know? Then that they have to come in and develop it further on. So that's why we say we have a house. The house that can store all these brains, all those stories, so that the house can be richer and richer in the coming generation to come. You know, I may not be there, but I will also, wherever I am, I will see that there's a life in the house. You know, and the people are the one to keep the house alive. In my soul, you know, and all that, you know. So that's the way I look at it.
I love that. I love it. That is such a beautiful way to end. I couldn't have created that. That was all you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's been so blessing to be here.
So privileged.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed.
Me too. You know.